Hi everyone, Rene Bastarache here, and I want to share with you a conversation Raluca and I had at Dunkin' Donuts this morning about why negativity affects us so deeply. It was quite an eye-opener, and I think you'll find it to be as well. So I'll see you in just a second. So Raluca and I were in Dunkin' Donuts this morning having our usual breakfast and conversation. But before I get too far, I need to make an announcement, okay? Last week, I was looking at my emails and I got an email that said, I'll read it. Thank you. Anna Corsack sent you $3 USD. Enjoy your caffeine. I was like, what? Somebody sent me $3 for caffeine. Of course, as you know, okay, I'm a caffeine-aholic. You can even see the coffee cup right there. So we're trying to figure out what is this all about. And I realized that below this video and pretty much all my videos, I have this little thing that says, send me a cup of coffee, click here, and they can send money to actually give me coffee. And I've had that up for probably over a year now, and she was the first one to do it. You know how when you do something, you put it up and you forget all about it? So it took me a while to figure it out. So anyways, Anna, this is on you. Thank you very much. You woke me up this morning. So enough of that commercial. So Raluca and I were in Dunkin's this morning and just talking about things. And she says, I want to ask you something. She goes, what makes you so down? What makes you feel so down when you receive negativity? So, well, what's that all about? And Raluca is also, she's in the makeup community. She does a lot of videos for makeup and beauty. And one of her friends, who's really big and one of the leaders, was saying how she was getting so much negative lately and people giving their opinions and this and that. You know, there's haters everywhere. And that it was really eating at her. And some of the comments were really making her think. And she was, you know, she didn't know why that happened. So we started discussing it. And we were talking about how, yeah, a lot of things do make you feel negative. In fact, Raluca and I have been watching this long series, a television series. I'm not going to say which one it is, but it has to do with lawyers. And sometimes we'll watch the different series on Netflix 2-3 hours at a time, you know, because you just get sucked into it and one after another. And I know last night we both felt kind of depressed at the end of it. One of the lawyers went to jail and we were thinking, and I felt upset. I finally said, look, let's get off. I don't want to watch any more TV. And this morning she told me she even had some nightmares about it, that, you know, some of the things happening in these legal things were happening to her, you know. That's how the negative affects your mind. So we were thinking about that. Why does negativity affect you so much? So while we were sitting at Dunkin' Donuts, okay, having a coffee, one of the managers come walking in, and we know she just recently had a baby. So I said, hey, how's the baby doing? And she come up with her cell phone, and she kind of punched it in. She goes, look, and she showed us a picture of her baby. And immediately, we were all googly-eyed, because when you see a baby, it's just so exciting. Matter of fact, this weekend, I went over to see one of my daughters that has a 6-month-old. And you just play with the baby and play with the baby. And the week before, I went to see my other one that has a 6-week-old. And it was so fun just to hold and play with the baby for about 20 minutes and just so happy and feeling so great. So what makes you go from one extreme to another? Why does negativity affect you so deeply where positive things make you feel so wonderful? So we were discussing this in Dunkin's this morning. Dunkin's is what we call Dunkin' Donuts. And we even spoke about it on the way home. And as I was getting ready for this video, it just hit me. You know, I was relaxing a bit. I do my little meditation, and it hit me why negativity affects you so much, regardless what kind it is, whether it's, you know, haters and emails or, you know, comments, or whether it's seeing negative shows because your imagination makes you part of it. It brings you into it and you can relate to it. It has to do with stress. As soon as you become stressed, what happens is you basically all the blood going to the full brain and to your immune system and to your viscera shuts down. We teach this in our course, in fact. And all the blood goes to the rear brain. And the rear brain is responsible for your fight or flight. So as soon as you become stressed, you go into the fight or flight mode, okay? It's like a protection mode. And it's very important that happens, because when you get scared, when you're threatened, when something bad happens to you, sometimes you need to be able to, get up and run, to be able to either fight or get away. Like if a tiger was coming after you, you don't need to have original thinking and be healing. You need the extra strength. So the fight or flight is responsible for agility, is responsible for strength, is responsible for quick reaction. So it's kind of like with dogs. You heard of stimuli response. You give them a stimuli, you scare them, and they bite you, okay? And that's what happens when we become stressed. That stimuli pause, the pause is gone, and response. Because when you're relaxed, when you have your mind open, you're feeling great, you have stimuli pause response. You get to think about your response. But you become stressed, that pause is gone. You run on automation. Your subconscious programs kick in. And this is great. Combat soldiers do that. When they get shot at, boom, they could return. Boxers or anyone that's in any kind of extreme sport is going stimuli response because of the stress aspect. So when you get these bad emails or these bad comments saying, you shouldn't have done this, or we're so jealous of you, and they're pointing a finger at you, okay? What happens is you get stressed, you get worried, you get into the stimuli response mode. Everything goes to the rear brain. You're shutting off your immune system, so you no longer feel good. You feel really reactionary and agitated. And that's what's happening. Now, we've taught a lot about this, or I teach a lot about this in our certification course. So on one side, you have the fight or flight when you become stressed. On the other side, you have the healing, the recovery mode where your immune system's open. So here's one side, here's the other. But it doesn't go from one to the other. It's kind of like a traffic light. You got red light, you got green light, you have a yellow light in the middle. So when you're stressed, okay, you're over here in the fight or flight, but the lack of stress is neutral. In order for you to be in the healing mode, something has to happen. It has to be an action, okay? Because it was an action that made you stressed, so it's an action that's going to make you feel good. What kind of things open up the immune system? Have all the blood going to the front for your original thinking, for your healing, and for your viscera, and for everything to feel better? There's many things that can do that. Number one is meditation. Number two is hypnosis. Number three is going for a brisk walk. Well, that's a good one, tongue twister. Relaxing, listening to good music. One of my favorites, playing with young children, babies, cats. Sometimes when I'm really stressed out, my cat will run and jump right on my desk and get in front of my camera. I think I've even showed a picture of that before. She gets in front of my camera and looks at me because they don't understand that. They want you to be happy all the time. So it'll actually make me happy, and I'll pat the cat for a little bit and get back to work. So animals, when they're in a good mood, you want to you don't want an animal that's mean, but animals will help you to feel better. There's so many things. Just going outside for a walk or spending 5 or 10 minutes in the sunshine will open that green light, that healing mode. Okay, so keep that in mind. When you're stressed, you cannot heal because your immune system shuts off. And that's why a lot of people remain sick for so long. It's because when you're sick, you're feeling bad, you're stressed, you're not healing, and that stress will keep you from healing. So why does negativity affect you so deeply? It's because it brings you to the fight or flight. It creates stress. Keep that in mind. When you become stressed, rather than reacting immediately, stimuli response, okay? Don't respond to it. Somebody sends you a negative letter or somebody says something you don't like, just no response at all. Just be quiet. Just do nothing for even an hour would make a difference. Get out of the situation, then respond. What's going to happen? You get the negativity, Okay, by giving it an hour, you have time to pause and think about it. Use your frontal lobe and responding intelligently. If you don't, stimuli response, it might be a negative response that you give and something that you're going to regret that you did. In fact, sometimes when I'm upset over something, maybe somebody sent me something in an email that I don't like, sometimes I'll write a scathing email back and then I'll delete it just so I can feel like, okay, I got it off my chest. Okay, but be careful. Make sure you delete it. Don't send it. If I'm going to write back, I'll wait till the next day. Or a lot of times I'll have somebody else write back. Okay, so I don't have to respond not properly. So that's what I wanted to say. I hope that helps you as much as it helps us. Helps you to understand why you're feeling upset and why negativity brings you down. Matter of fact, I heard a while back from, I believe it was Tony Robbins, who's a very big motivational speaker. He was saying, there's hundreds of emotions that humans can experience, but only about probably 8 or 9 of them are positive. So you can see the conscious mind is geared negatively anyways, okay? It's not geared positively. In other words, if I give you a compliment, you go, oh, yeah, what are you trying to sell me? You see what I mean? We don't accept the positive. So we're geared negatively anyway, so keep that in mind. We're so used to getting so much negative. Work towards a positive. Have pictures of your children or your grandchildren or somebody else's kids. You see all these cute videos on YouTube with cats and dogs and kids. Keep some of them handy so when you're stressed, you can look at that and it's going to open up your immune system and make you feel better. If you'd like to learn more about stress and healing and the immune system and all these things we spoke about, click on the link below because we teach all about it in our hypnosis certification home study course and many of our other trainings that we have online. Thanks for watching. Be sure to share this video with anyone you think it could help. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye now.